Welcome back, Tamers, Digidestined, Digital Companions, all you lovely people. It's time for the King's Court, and today we're going to be doing an updated Machinedramon deck profile. Before we get too far into it, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications so you know we upload consistently. We're on the road to 1K. Make sure to join us for the ride, and let's get into it. Question of the day, guys. With the release of BT-22 Cyber Eden, what are you guys playing? Are you playing Cyber Sleuth? Are you playing anything that's been updated in the past couple of months because of certain sets? Let us know down below. If you want to see any more profiles and gameplays, let us know. And of course, we'll work on that. So, if you can already tell just by looking at the deck, we are playing the purple base. I'll explain every card that we go with, how I feel about it, and then certain matchups like that. Alright, so we'll start off with our Tamas. And we are playing 4 of the BT-22 Digimon. It has a very good effect, which is on deletion. By trashing a level 5 or higher Digimon card in my hand, you draw 2. This allows us to get pretty good filtering of just trashing a level 5 or a Cyborg, or even a Machinedramon or a Chaos if you really need to filter badly. And drawing 2. And this really helps. And that's all we're doing is just we're filtering. And along with it, we are playing 1 copy of the original, well, the reprinted, but the foil, of BT-3 Digimon. It is on deletion, you draw 1, trash 1. So you can tell our Tamas are all focused on drawing cards, putting them in the trash, on deletion. Because what we're doing is we're basically swinging with our little bodies and then getting in there. There are other ways you can cause deletions, but that's how it goes so far. So that's our Tamas for 5 purple eggs. If you want to see an updated black base, I will talk about that at the end, but just so you know. Alright, let's go ahead and go into our rookies. This is what I played on yesterday, as of recording yesterday's Digimon Locals. I will explain if there are any changes I wish to make, but so far, we're playing 3 copies of BT-16 Uko. Just so you know, yes, I would like to be playing a 4th copy. We are also playing 1 copy of the limited promo Ukomon. So if you don't know what promo Uko does, it's limited for a reason. It's on when you move it out, or when any of your Digimon move out to the battle area from the breeding area, you hatch 1, gain a memory. And then BT-16 Uko is whenever one of your Digimon promotes to the battle area from the breeding area, you look top 3, add a Digimon card or a Tamer, add 1 to your hand, put the rest of the bottom of your deck in any order, and then hatch 1. Since both these effects do trigger, you're able to get a lot of advantage off of it. And that helps out in filtering, not only getting to your Tamers, but getting to your Digimon card as well. It does suck if you had option cards, but we're not playing that many option cards for that to matter. You can choose to play a 4th of the BT-16 Uko over the promo. I am playing the promo right now because I don't have the 5th. I don't have the 4th Uko. I might still play the 4th this Uko anyway. So that is it for our level 3s. Or excuse me, that's it for the Ukos. Our next level 3s are 2 copies of BT-2 Tapirmon and 1 copy of EX6 Siakamon. You can also cut down a few level 5s. I'm still testing ratios, but if you really want to. Tapir's on deletion, draw 1. And then Siako is on deletion, draw 1, trash 1. If you were playing the promo Raremon, I would actually recommend maybe playing more of this. Because you can Digivolve on top and do a lot of plays that way. But so far, this works fine as it is. So we are playing 7 rookies, which you think may not be a lot, but we're okay with the number. Like I said, I will change the ratios up once I figure out what I'm playing. This is what I played last night. Got tied for 6th, I think, out of 14 people. Just because this is also a new ratio. Alright, we are playing no level 4, so we're getting right to our level 5s. We're playing 3 copies of the new EX9 Andromon. So, all of the new level 5s have the condition that you can discard a Cyborg or version trait, reduce the cost by 2, so they become a play cost 5. Combined with Supreme Connection, they become a 2 cost, which is pretty good. On play when Digivolving, you can place a card from your trash to the bottom of the sources face down, Digimon card. and give something minus 3k DP to the end of this turn, but give an additional 2k DP minus 2k DP for every face down card this card has. So you give something potentially 7 minus 5 minus 7, even more if you're doing like the training stuff. Like if you're playing like a DM version of Machinedramon, this works pretty well. But I'm playing currently just assemble the Megazord deck. Oh, and of course it will give block. It gives blocker to your stack. I like it. I might cut it to 2, honestly, but I think 3 worked for last night. I saw it. Next, 3 copies of EX9 Mugendramon. Same thing, if you discard and then on player when Digivolving, by placing a card underneath the source, you can delete 2 of your opponent's Digimon. Of your opponent's play cost 4 lower Digimon, and for each of this card's face down sources, increase the play cost maximum. Which means you can delete play cost 5 with 1 source. If you have 6, it can delete pretty good, honestly. And then, but its inheritable is what I really like. Is on end of attack, unsuspending this Digimon, you delete one of your Digimon at the lowest level. I'll explain a combo with that later. But this can help you get rid of, like, if you're like Ukamon or any of your Digimon have on deletion effects that don't get deleted because they hit something in security that doesn't kill them. Swing with this, the stack underneath, and then you can delete that, draw, and unsuspend. So it's pretty good. 2 copies of EX9 Metal Greymon. Give Sec +1 as an inheritable. On play, tuck a source from the face. That's how a lot of them will work. They all have to be Digimon cards, obviously. And then you delete Digimon on your opponent's field up to 5k DP, over the DP. But for every spawn card at 2k, just DP reduction. So it's 7k with 1 source and 9k with 2. And predominantly more and more as you can trigger certain effects, which is really nice to have. Two copies of EX9 Metal Mamamon. By tucking a source from the trash face down, strip one of your opponent's Digimon with sources, strip 1 source for each of the face down Digimon cards, and then you bot deck a Digimon has no sources. I am playing one of the Ultimate Metal Mamamons. This is really good. This can help your opponent, or this can help you get rid of cards that your opponent doesn't have on the field. If your opponent also hard drop an ace, because that's what they can do, you can play this, trash, then bot deck, gain the overflow. Really helps out. And then end of your turn, this Digimon unsuspends. One of your other Digimon unsuspends. It can be this one. It can be one of your other ones. If you get more than 1 stack. It's pretty nice. 1 copy of EX9 Metal Tyrannomon. Tuck a source, on play, by placing 1 card with source. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon, and their each source. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3k or DP or lower. So basically, you DD12 for each source, so it's DD12 at least 1, and then you pop a 3k. Pretty good, and then it gets piercing. I may want to run this at more than 1. Not sure yet. 1 copy of BT-8 Metal Greymon. If you want to run Collision instead of this, you very well can, but this can also help you hit cards that may not block, or this lets you get into bigger thresholds. So I still like this card a lot. I still like Metal Greymon as a one of. It's fine. 1 copy of Mugendramon from BT-15, or no, BT-16, no, 15, yeah. So on player, when you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, you tuck 1 Machine Cyber SOC trait card to the bottom of this card, add 1, and then trash 1. So if you only see 1, you have to add it to sources. That's fine. And then on attack, if you have a black tame, if you have on attack, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. That helps getting rid of like certain cards So I've used this more often when trying to go into decks that play a lot of like play cost 6 aces, or level 6 aces and have like a level 5 that's on a stack. So they do all the 5 down, so then they can't ace on top of that, unless you're playing like, 7. Like level 5 ace. 1 copy of excuse me, Metal Gear Altarismo from EX9. On play, when Digimon delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3k DP, 8k DP or less. And then your turn. It doesn't really matter about your turn. You just care for that 8k DP, and then gets 4k during your turn. This helps swing for game, and honestly, that's the only reason you play it. You have like the weird opportunities where you can go this, the new Metal Greymon, go into this, and then go something else. It happens, not often, but it's there. One copy of Die Pen. It is just the 2k inheritable alternate, which really helps out. One copy of BT-8 Mugendramon. This is still here because of the ability to lock or get rid of play cost 3 Digimon or Tamers. This can get rid of Floodgates. This gets rid of Tamers like Analog Youth, Emperor, if people are still playing that. Or some 3-cost Tamers that are really good against Crossfire. This does help get rid of their Tamers. One copy of Oblivimon, and you are only playing it for its security. It's inheritable of this Digimon attack target cannot change. You would be surprised how often that comes up, because you can attack with it. Because if everyone has like one blocker and they let's do that, you can go, or they have a bunch of blockers. Like just like Royal Knights has, you can hard play Machinedramon down next attack of the mobile Digimon. I'll explain that card next. Play this and then swing. If they have an ace that either they have the ace or they don't, you go into this, you're fine. One copy of Jet Sylphie for the 2k DP. One copy of Vespamon. On play, you can you delete 2 play costs 2 or less. And then for each of your favorite security cards, add 2 to this. It never happens. I might cut this for a second, Metal Tyrannomon, or even level 5. Or level 3. Because the inheritable just deleted trash top of your opponent's security. Metal Tyrannomon from EX6, however. Or EX8. EX8, however, is a card I was really happy to have in this one. So besides the effect to trash security as the inheritable, it is on play, or when Digivolving. You may suspend one Digimon on the field. Then if this Digimon is suspended, you Digivolve 1. And then it cannot be returned to the hand or can't return its card hand or decks and affected with Digivolve effects. So there's a combo with this I will get to actually in a second, because this card is really good. I might actually bump this to 2. And why am I bringing this card up? Because we are playing 3 copies of the new EX9 Machinedramon, and I am playing 1 alt art. I will be playing Forfeit. I had 4, but we're playing 3, and it works out. So, on play, when Digivolving and when attacking, you may place 1 level 5 Cyborg or Machine trait, or one Cyborg or version 5 trait from your trash as a Digimon deletion card, and then activate 1 on play of the effect. And then all turns with this card will leave the battle area by trashing 2 bottom 2 face down or Cyborg or trait Digimon cards among them, prevent it from leaving. And then Assembly 6, -6, 4 level 5 Cyborg with different names. Any card be played by placing these. So the Assembly is basically Digicross without calling it Digicross, and makes it play cost 6 to play. And then so I really like that for its play cost 6, which really helps out with Supreme Connection. This makes it a 3, which is really good. If you have the new Analog Man, it means you can play this on your turn. I love the altar for it, so it's 3 cost. And the on-play when attacking is really good. And so here's what I mean by a little combo. You can swing with this. So you have forces. You target this, you tuck it at the top. Use the effect to suspend something, and now since this is suspended, it cannot be returned to hand or deck, and it can't be de-digital, which means it has to either be deleted, which is the only way you're getting rid of it. You have to try to delete it, but has a way to prevent itself from being deleted. This is its effect. Or DP reduce it. That is the one weakness. This one does not have the ability to prevent it being DP reduced, which is unfortunate, but this card is already nuts as it is. This helps you so much in the mid game, late game. It's one of the cards, if your opponent doesn't out it, you're winning the game because you assemble the Megazord pretty quickly. It's really good. I love this card. This card is a godsend. If it had the DP reduction, if it didn't have the ability to be DP reduced, if it had that ability to not be DP reduced, it'd be a perfect card. I think this card would probably be one of the best cards in the game, at least in my opinion as a Machinedramon player. But that's just me. Because we're not playing 4 copies of EX9 Machinedramon, we are playing 1 copy of the OG EX1 Machinedramon, which can actually make more of a difference than you'd really expect. So on play, you place 5 machine or cyborgs with different cyborg level 5s, red or black, with different names from your trash underneath this card source, trash or hand different sources. Gain over each one, this means it's a 7 cost. All turns, if this Digimon's TP cannot be reduced, and all turns, when it will be deleted, you trash 2 to prevent that deletion. Which means, with Supreme Connection, this is only a... This is not, so you can drop this down for 9 memory, set your opponent to 4 if you're going at 0, which is really good. And if you have to do analog man, it's even less. DP reduction can't happen, which helps in like certain matchups. And yeah, it's a good card. 11k DP base really doesn't matter. But honestly, I love playing this 1 copy of this EX1 Machinedramon. I would probably want to keep it at 1, even if I had the 4 copies, but who knows? I'll figure out that when we get to it, but for right now, this is what we're playing the 1 copy of. 3 copies of Daddy Chaosdramon from EX3 on play. When Digivolving, you tuck 3 red, black, machine or cyborg Digimon level 5s with different card numbers, and then trigger Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon for each one you tuck. Then if the Digimon would be returned to the hand or deck, or deleted, you can trash 2 sources to prevent that from happening. I should not have to explain this card as much as I should, because this card is just a... It's still probably one of the best cards in the game. It's still probably not one of the best cards in the game. It's not one of the best cards in the deck. One of the best level 6s. You can drop this. If your opponent can't out it, it's funny. But realistically, they should be able to out it in most cases. Just because, it's high memory. It is a full cost that you will play down. But the best thing is that you draw some Machinedramon on top of 1. Or level 5. So we have certain plays to do. And then finally, 2 copies of Chaosdramon X Antibody. So it Digivolves on top of Machinedramon or Chaosdramon for 2. It maintains all effects of Machinedramon or Chaosdramon. So what this really means, if you Digivolve into the on top of EX9 Machinedramon, you can trigger the when Digivolving effect onto this and tuck something and then trigger that effect. Or you can choose to pass on the when Digivolving effect, swing with this, and then trigger the when attacking to then tuck. So do a lot of the same plays you did with Mugendramon on this stack, which is pretty funny. And then all turns, you can... All turns when this Digimon card would be deleted, trash top your opponent's security. That's going to come up and play with a certain card. And then, starting your main phase, you may tuck a machine or cyborg to the bottom of this card's sources. So really, the big effect this works with is the new Mugendramon. Because if he's your only card and you have a big stack, you can swing with this, end of attack, delete. This is the only card you have. Unsuspend, attempt to delete Chaos. Chaos will trigger its protection, and then also trash your opponent's security. Which means you take out like a few security off of 1 attack, which is really nice for this card. That's why I love this card still. I like the alt art. I could see cutting it to 1, because you really don't need to see it as often as you think you do. And you see it a lot. So that's the Digimon, guys. Now we're going on to the option cards. And for the first options, we are playing 4 of probably my favorite search option. 4 copies of Supreme Connection. So when you play this card, activate main. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add 1 machine or cyborg, and trash 1 such card on the 5, and then place the rest of them in any order on top of your deck. So that's already pretty good. It looks like 5 adds 2, or adds 1, sends 1. And then it has a delay, and its delay lets you play a level 5. A play costs 5 or higher, 7 or higher. Play 1 level 5 or higher machine or cyborg Digimon from your hand, with play cost reduced by 3. So the way this works is that it triggers with any of your level 5s, any of your level 6s. So what you would do with, say, level 5s is you play it for 3, and then you further reduce the cost down even more, which turns a lot of your level 5s into 2 cost. This triggers a lot of your level 6s to be cheaper. But it is a Digimon by an effect. I should make that clear right now. So this does get locked down by like Digimon on the cards that the blockers of Digimon played by effects. And Crimson Blazes does lock it. And if you're playing against either 7th grade Demon Lords or playing against Leviamon, this will trigger Biting Crush. So right now, I'll say this: do not, if you're playing against any of those decks that have the effect to do something when you play Digimon by effect. Oh, Medieval Gallant. Well, the Medieval Gallant's the time any opponents play Digimon, so that doesn't really matter. Anyway, if that happens, you need to be careful with this card. You need to consider your opponent's. You need to consider your matchup with your opponent before you use this card, because it legitimately will cost you a lot of games if you're not very careful with this. That's what I feel. So be very careful with this card. It's a very good card, but I would recommend being very careful when you play it for its delay effect. Just watch the board. If you can secure game with this. But if you can't, just be careful. I can't underestimate that enough. Next, 3 copies of Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. Hey, people from my local should be banned, right? For quick context, there are people on my local who think this card needs to be banned or limited because it's a very broken card to them. First off, I'll make this rant again. No, it is not. Only like one deck uses it and uses it okay. And even then, it's a deck that is not that dominant. The only reason it was so stupid to you guys before is because it seemed like I always had it when I played it. And how long I went on a tear with Machinedramon. Anyway, enough of my gripe. So, main, by trashing one card, you may trash one card with Cyborg or Machine traits in your hand. And then for the rest of this turn, all your level 6 Digimon gain Rush, so they can sack to turn their played. And then on play, if they have a source, they will gain Blitz. Alright, so let's unpack that just because it does sound confusing. So the minute you resolve this card, or the minute you finish the requirement, so you trash a card, every level 6 in your hand will gain Rush, which means they can tap to turn their blade. Perfectly fine. The on-play, if they have a source, you gain Blitz, is a trigger that you can determine when you want to use it. What do I mean by that? We have a Tamer, the new analog man, that lets you tuck a source from your face down from your hand to do this. So, theoretically, what this now does is this means now Chaos X can actually be hard dropped for a game ender, because you can trigger Analog Man to give it its on-play, to suspend, gain memory, tuck a source, and now Chaosdramon has a source to attack with. So that's one thing you can do with it. I would never recommend it that way. It's usually just to drop your level 5s, level 6s. Funny thing you can do with this, if you have the memory for it. If you have Supreme Connection and you drop a level 5 down, you can then play this, or have this played, and then Digivolve into a level 4-6, either Chaos or new Machinedramon. Gain the effect, and as long as you didn't pass the memory over, you can actually still swing because it says your level 6 gains Rush. Doesn't say they all have Rush. It doesn't say this card gains Rush on play. The on play is the Blitz, so keep that in mind. You can do it that way. Then security effect. You trash a Digimon with Machine or Cyborg in the traits, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the play cost equal to or less than what you trashed. We play Chaos X because, and channel friend Seabit knows this, Dorbic is 13, so having the ability to delete Dorbic using this effect is funny. He has been caught by that too many times for him to count. Alright, Tamer. So we're going to start with the new one. We're going to start with 3 copies of the new Analog Man. He is a memory setter, which is probably really good. And then your turn. When any of your play cost 7 or higher, Cyborg Machine or DM trade Digimon are played, by suspending this Tamer, you can draw 1, gain a memory, and then tuck a source to the bottom face down from your hand. This means your Machinedramon that you played off of Supreme Connection, the EX1, from being a 9 cost and getting back 5, you can play this. You now gain 6, so you can potentially keep turning even quicker. EX9 Machinedramon off of Ultimate Connection can actually be worth even less and just tucks more sources. This is such a good card. Being the memory setter helps out a lot. And again, God, like having access to this card is pretty good just in allowing us to keep advantage by drawing, gaining memory. But let's be real here. We all know why we're here. And that's because we are playing 4 copies of BT-10... No, excuse me, BT-11 Analog Man. Still probably the best tamer for this deck. Starting your main phase, you may trash a level 5 with Cyborg and the traits to draw 1, gain a memory. And then whenever your opponent would declare an attack on a player, Digimon declares an attack on a player, you can suspend this tamer to redirect the attack to one of your level 6s. Does not have to be suspended. Against certain decks, you do not want to redirect attacks, but this helps out so much in dealing with effects. So, yeah. I can't really say much more about Analog Man. This has been arguably one of the best tamers the deck has, if not the best tamer. And, yeah. So that's it for the deck, guys. It's pretty straightforward. If you've never played Machinedramon before, it's a deck that I would say is very fun in just being... To put it bluntly, the way I've always described Machinedramon, it's assembling the Megazord. Let's make the Megazord. Let's form the Megazord. Especially because, it takes 5 to make it in most cases, but it's a very fun deck. It's also very... You play it very differently to other decks in the game because you play it with a mindset of, I'm going to hard drop, I'm not really going to be digivolving, so you're hard playing a lot of your cards. But you don't have rush until you play option cards, so you're swinging with your little rookies, and then Machinedramons for either game or putting yourself in a position where if they can't end you that turn, but then when you give them, you end them on your turn. That's kind of how the deck goes, and I'm really glad that I like it that way. But yeah. So that was my current updated purple base Machinedramon deck profile. If you guys want to see an updated black base, I can do that. Black base will probably have to wait till a little bit later because I do need to pick up a few more cards for that. But just know I can do a video on black base if you want to see it. Let us know down below if you want to see that. Because purple is really good and black base is a little more... Black base can be a little more consistent. It really depends. So, with that being said, guys, I've been Michael with the Golden State Kings. Hope you enjoyed the uploaded deck profile. And I'll see you all for our next video. Bye-bye now.